When someone struggles with their weight and feels like nothing works, there is often a hidden factor that almost no one talks about. A type of fat that settles in places where it should never be, silently sabotaging your health. Today, I am going to help you understand why this fat affects your weight, your energy, and your overall well-being, and what we can realistically do to start clearing it from your body. I am talking about ectopic fat. You may have never heard that term, but you have probably heard of an ectopic pregnancy, when a baby grows outside the uterus in a place where it should not be. With fat, something similar happens. It accumulates in organs that were never designed to store it. It can appear in the liver, kidneys, heart, arteries, between the muscles, and other places that should remain free of fat. This ectopic fat is responsible for many common health issues: fatty liver, high triglycerides, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, and that stubborn abdominal swelling that does not go away even with dieting. When someone says your arteries are clogged, they are referring to ectopic fat. When you hear you have fatty liver, it is this same type of fat. I am Dr. Gabriel Mena. Welcome to my channel. Here we talk about holistic health, longevity, and simple natural habits that help you maintain physical, mental, and emotional balance. Take notes and share this information with your family and friends so they can also improve their health. We upload new videos every day, so subscribe and activate notifications to stay updated. Before continuing, if you find this content valuable, supporting the video or sharing it helps this message reach more people who need it. Thank you for being here and taking care of your health. Let's get into the topic. I want to explain 3 practical ways to begin reducing ectopic fat, improving metabolic health, and supporting weight loss even before medication is needed. To understand this better, imagine the body in layers. When you look at someone with excess weight from the outside in, the first layer is the skin. Right beneath it is subcutaneous fat, the type you can pinch on your arms, abdomen, or sides. This fat is not dangerous. It can even release substances that help the metabolism. Below that layer is the muscle. And deeper, under the abdominal muscles, is the fat you cannot grab with your fingers, the fat hidden between the organs. That is visceral fat. This is the harmful type, because it interferes with the metabolism and triggers inflammation, insulin resistance, and other serious problems. Subcutaneous fat, the kind you can pinch, does not cause harm. But visceral fat, the kind stored in the liver, around the organs, or around the heart, is highly toxic. That is the fat we must reduce to improve health. There is no pill that removes it, but there are habits and certain foods that have been shown to help. Today we are going to talk about 2 spices and 1 habit with scientific evidence supporting their ability to reduce this harmful fat. If we can reduce it, your glucose will begin to improve. This is not about starving yourself, because when you restrict food too much, the body does not burn visceral fat. Instead, it uses muscle as a quick source of energy, something I have seen many times in my practice. I remember a very disciplined 62-year-old patient who came to me concerned because she had lost weight, but her belly was still the same. When we measured her body composition, we confirmed what I suspected: she had lost muscle, not visceral fat. That made her feel weaker and did not improve her glucose or blood pressure. When I explained this, she was surprised, finally understanding that the issue was not only her weight, but where the fat was stored. This is why you should not focus solely on losing weight, but on reducing the right type of fat. When a doctor or nutritionist asks you to lose weight without checking whether you are losing visceral fat instead of muscle, you risk seeing the scale go down while your health stays the same. Now let's move to the first spice. The first one is called Nigella sativa, commonly known as black cumin. Evidence shows that this seed may have significant effects on metabolic health. A meta-analysis, an analysis that combines multiple controlled studies, reviewed data from over 100 patients and found that black cumin supplementation reduced cholesterol and triglycerides. In other words, it lowered harmful fats in the blood nearly as effectively as certain medications. Here is something important. Many medications used to reduce cholesterol can cause muscle discomfort or affect energy. Black cumin, on the other hand, is more affordable, easy to find, and does not usually cause those side effects. While studying its impact on cholesterol, researchers noticed something unexpected. Participants also started losing weight, not just any type of weight, but visceral fat. This caught a lot of attention because it targeted the most harmful fat without reducing muscle mass. In some studies, a few people reported nausea or mild stomach discomfort, but these cases were minor. The most notable finding was its ability to reduce internal fat, which explains why triglycerides, cholesterol, and abdominal shape improved, without affecting subcutaneous fat, which is not harmful. If this content is useful to you, consider subscribing, turning on notifications, and sharing it with someone who may need it. Every day we share clear, evidence-based information to help you improve your health. This concludes the first section. In the next one, we will continue with the second spice and the habit that completes the process of reducing visceral fat in a practical and understandable way. When it comes to weight, you may improve your diet, make changes, and try your best, yet see no changes in your abdomen. Today I want to explain why certain spices, when used correctly, may gradually help improve your metabolism and reduce the fat that is harder to eliminate. Let's continue with this topic so you can make informed and realistic decisions in your daily life. Recent research began studying saffron for depression. The goal was not to evaluate its effect on weight, but science often reveals unexpected findings. After reviewing several clinical trials, researchers found that individuals taking saffron not only experienced fewer depressive symptoms but also showed something surprising: reduced appetite. A similar observation occurred with cumin. In both cases, closer evaluation revealed an interesting effect. Those who consumed these spices tended to lose more fat, especially visceral fat, the type stored deep inside the abdomen that harms the liver, pancreas, heart, and metabolism. I remember a patient named Teresa, 68 years old. She often told me, "Doctor, I lose a few grams, but my clothes still fit the same." When we assessed her body composition, we saw that what she was losing was muscle, not visceral fat. After adjusting her eating habits and teaching her how to use small amounts of cumin in her meals, along with other strategies, she started noticing real changes: less abdominal bloating and a better waist response. This is the type of progress you can also achieve step by step. Here is something important. If your weight drops but your clothes fit the same, you likely lost muscle. But if your weight drops and your clothes loosen, then you are burning fat, especially the fat stored around your organs. That is the fat that causes the most damage. But no spice works on its own. We must always consider how you eat and how much you move. Muscle is essential for burning fat, which is why maintaining it is so important. Saffron and cumin can support this process, but they must be combined with healthy and sustainable habits. Pay attention to this. Cumin is one of the most widely used spices in the world after black pepper, and you have probably used it too. In research studies, specific amounts were analyzed. In women with overweight, those who consumed cumin showed significant reductions in weight, waist circumference, total fat, and blood lipid levels compared to those who did not consume it. There were even studies comparing cumin with a weight loss medication. That medication often causes gastrointestinal discomfort, which many patients cannot tolerate. Cumin, when used in appropriate amounts, achieved similar benefits without those unpleasant effects. Now the key question: how much was used? Studies used about half a teaspoon twice a day for 3 months, mixed into regular meals. Simple, affordable, and accessible. This amount helped reduce fat stored in the liver, muscles, and abdomen, where it does the most harm. And this leads us to another important point: eating habits. Many people, perhaps even you, have been told to eat 5 or 6 times a day to activate the metabolism. But instead of helping, this keeps the pancreas working constantly and repeatedly raising insulin levels. And when insulin stays elevated, your body cannot burn fat. This is why eating too often can be counterproductive if your goal is to reduce abdominal fat. Insulin takes many hours to decrease, and if you are eating constantly, you never give it a chance to go down. When insulin stays elevated throughout the day, it not only blocks weight loss but also thickens artery walls and raises blood pressure. This is why understanding this concept is so important. To reduce visceral fat, we need the opposite. We need insulin levels to stay low for several consecutive hours. This is what daily fasting achieves, and it does not involve extremes or long periods without food. I am referring to allowing about 8 hours between meals, without snacking. This gives your body the opportunity to use stored fat as energy. But if you eat every couple of hours, especially processed foods, you keep raising insulin all day long and make it almost impossible for your body to access those fat reserves. Before continuing, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel so you do not miss upcoming videos. Here I share simple, reliable, and useful information to help you improve your health with clear steps. I also encourage you to leave a comment sharing your experience, because what you share can help others. Let's continue. The practical goal is to help you eventually reach 2 main meals a day, and later I will explain how to do this gradually and without feeling hungry. Do not worry, we will build this step by step. Many of you tell me that a few hours after breakfast, you feel hungry again. When we look at what you are eating, there is the answer. If in the morning you drink 2 cups of milk, which already contains a significant amount of sugar, and then add chocolate, bread, jam, and more sugar, you are taking in more than your liver can handle. Your body can only process part of that sugar, and the rest, as insulin rises, is stored as abdominal fat. This also worsens your glucose levels and blood pressure. And if you repeat this 5 times a day, there is simply no way for your metabolism to burn visceral fat. This is why I want to show you a simple and practical way to structure your meals, based on scientific evidence and what I personally use. You can have breakfast at 8 a.m., but it should be a complete breakfast that truly satisfies you. Something that nourishes you. My children always joke that I do not eat, I inhale my food, because I take my time to nourish myself properly. A breakfast like this, rich in fiber and truly complete, remains in the stomach for hours and keeps you full until the afternoon. And when it's time for your second meal around 4 p.m., you complete the cycle of 2 main meals a day. Between these meals, there is an 8-hour window. This is not full fasting yet, but it is already a significant step. And after that second meal, if you avoid eating at night and wait until breakfast the next day, you can easily achieve 12 to 14 hours without food. This gentle overnight fasting allows your body to use visceral fat for energy. This is why I always recommend having your last meal earlier, the way our grandparents did, around 5 or 6 in the evening. But that meal must be real food, not a small snack. Something nutritious and high in fiber that leaves you satisfied and calm. With just that, you are already taking a huge step toward better weight control and a more stable metabolism. Today we have covered 2 very important elements. First, cumin, a common spice, initially studied for its effects on cholesterol, triglycerides, and LDL. To the researchers' surprise, it also showed significant reductions in weight and especially in waist circumference. And second, saffron. First studied as support for depression, it ended up showing unexpected benefits by reducing appetite and supporting visceral fat loss when consumed in small amounts once or twice a day. I remember Mr. Ramiro, a 72-year-old patient. He had spent years trying to lose those stubborn centimeters around his abdomen. When we adjusted his meal schedule and taught him how to incorporate small doses of cumin, he noticed improved digestion and a gradual reduction in abdominal bloating. It was the first time he felt that his efforts produced real results. These kinds of changes are possible for you as well. If you apply these principles along with proper nutrition, as I have explained in many videos on this channel, you can achieve significant progress. And if you do not feel ready for 2 meals a day yet, that is perfectly fine. You can start by having breakfast at 8, lunch around 1, and dinner early at 7. This already gives you more than 12 hours without eating overnight, which allows insulin levels to drop enough for your body to use stored fat. And that is precisely what we want to achieve. Do not fall into the belief that abdominal exercises burn abdominal fat. Fat does not come off in specific areas. The body uses fat in a general way, and once overall fat decreases, that is when the muscles underneath begin to show, even though they were always there, just hidden under the fat layer. If you want to improve your weight, reduce medication, stabilize glucose, or control your blood pressure without relying heavily on drugs, this path is safe, evidence-based, and accessible to anyone. Before finishing, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with someone who needs it. We upload new content every day to help you understand your body and make clearer decisions. What we learn together can transform your health and the health of your loved ones. And something very meaningful. Let us be grateful to God for life, for the opportunity to learn, and for the chance to improve. Each day we open our eyes is another opportunity to take care of ourselves and move forward. That sincere gratitude is also part of well-being. Here on Dr. Gabriel Mena's channel, we are truly glad to accompany you in this process of building healthy habits. Tomorrow you will have a new video, prepared with dedication to help you continue growing in knowledge and well-being. I invite you to watch it. Here you will always find valuable, practical, and respectful information to improve your health, because you matter to us and we want to continue walking with you.